Hey, what's going on, everybody? So today is Wednesday. I'm having a great work week. So with that being said, I want to come to you guys with a video of what it means to be on your purpose. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but in today's society, I feel as if so many people lack, one, finding purpose, but two, what it means to truly work on your purpose. Now, obviously your purpose is going to differ from person to person. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until I was 20 years old when I found my purpose, and I had to go without everything in order to find my purpose. You know what I'm saying? But in today's society, when it comes to our professions and our purpose and our grind towards our place of work or whatever it is that we want to be great at, man, time and time again, I feel as if people who say they are grinding are not really working how they say that they are. I think a lot of it has to do with social media. A lot of people try to build this image of this hardcore perfect person that they aren't living up to be on the day to day. You know what I'm saying? It's social media, so all we see is the highlights of people. But you don't see those long days. You don't see those late nights, you know, and that's something that I try to bring to my social media platform. I kind of try to show people how much work it takes in order to be great at what it is that you do, right? So I'm a personal trainer, and speaking for myself, man, I can say that I have put in, over the past couple of years, I have put in so many hours into my profession, so many hours, whether that be watching videos and reading stuff outside of work, or actually being at work and experimenting with different things on myself, experimenting with different diets on myself. It's an everyday battle with myself, because I think one of the biggest things when it comes to a trainer is that you have to look the part. You know what I'm saying? And nobody wants a trainer that needs a trainer, so every day I'm hard on myself, and I'm disciplined on myself, and I'm working on my body so that it gives my clients and other people, it's one, something to trust, but also something to work for. And when it comes to my purpose and what it is that I do, man, when I first started training at the gym that we are at now, man, there was a point in time where I was, taking naps outside, sleeping in the car, just waiting for people to come in to our facility so I could show them, so I could express myself to them and show them, what it is that I know. I was hungry. I was driven to pick up clients and to be great. And I still have that same passion towards what it is that I do now, but now I'm not in a place of, now the money is kind of, I don't even want to necessarily say the money, but now the business is on autopilot. You know what I'm saying? Now I have a reputation built for myself, so I don't need to, sleep in the car and wait for people to come in and introduce them and walk around and give them a tour, and give them my business card. Given I still do those things, but I don't have to go about it the same way that I did when it came to day one, and I just don't see that for our generation. I don't see that for this new age of masculinity. You know what I'm saying? I saw a study that said the average 23-year-old, and I could have these numbers wrong, but it was somewhere along these lines. The average 23-year-old male today has less testosterone in his body than a 65 or 60-year-old man in the year 2003. Now, again, those numbers could be a little bit off, but it's somewhere, just the idea of that concept in itself is insane, and that says so much about, the purpose, the lack of purpose within our society today. For a man, your purpose is everything. That comes before everyone and everything. Whether that, like, hate to say it, man, but whether that be your family or your girl or your best friend or a night out, whatever the case is, your purpose comes first. And a lot of these men today are not prioritizing their purpose. There's a thing that I like to follow, and it's called the 10,000 hour rule. I think it's something that Kyrie Irving follows. I've heard him talk about it before. There's also another YouTube series called 10,000 Hours. It's a basketball series I used to watch when I was in middle school. It's a great series. But the 10,000 hour rule is the whole idea, the concept of, in order for you to be great, to be a professional at your craft, whether that be basketball, football, being a personal trainer, an actor, whatever it is that you want to be, a fucking chef, it doesn't matter. You have to have put in 10,000 hours of time into your craft in order to be considered a professional. And I forget the numbers of how it's broke down, but I think it's, somewhere around like 4 hours a day, 6 days out of the week for over 5 years or something along those lines. I don't know, but you get the idea. Now, with that being said, man, it's like, how great do you truly want to be? Everybody talks about being great, and everybody talks about making money, and everybody talks about, they want to start a clothing company or a YouTube series or a podcast, or they want to be a trainer, they want to be this, they want to be that. But who is actually putting in the work in order to, get those things? I am a big believer in the power of manifestation, but the power of manifestation does not work from just talking about things. You have to, you can speak it into existence, but you also have to understand the idea that you have to put in the work. You're going to have to sleep in the car. You're going to have those early mornings where you wake up and you don't want to get out of bed. You're going to have those nights where you don't go to sleep. It's Wednesday night and it's, coming up on 10:30 now. I got to be at the gym by 5 in the morning. That means I'm up by 3:30. You know what I'm saying? But this is something that I told myself I was going to try, and something that I was going to put work in towards. So I'm up making YouTube videos now. You know what I'm saying? So it frustrates me, someone such as myself who feels so strongly towards becoming great. It frustrates me, the idea that people are so fucking lazy and do not work on themselves. The worst thing is seeing someone who has potential to be great at something, or has potential to be great in their life, and doesn't utilize their God-given talents. You know what I'm saying? And for me personally, I've always been able to speak to people. I've always been able to, if I'm in the room with 5 different people and I'm having a conversation, I've always been able to have people listen to me. So now making these YouTube videos, this is the next step for me. To me, I'm a very spiritual person, and that's my God-given talent. Not everybody has that gift, and I feel as if I was given that. I didn't have to work for that. You know what I'm saying? So now, it frustrates the shit out of me seeing people who have these God-given talents and don't utilize it. And if that's you, if you feel as if I'm talking to you right now and you feel like there's something you've been telling yourself that you're going to do, or there's something that you're just naturally good at and you're not taking a chance on yourself, use this video as motivation, and you let these words hold power and mean something, and feel this shit. Because as far as we know, we only have one life. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what all the viewers believe in necessarily, but as far as we know, there is no life after death. Everybody can believe in something, but we don't know what's next. So how can you sit here and live your life day to day just bullshitting, not getting shit done, not getting better, not becoming, finding what your purpose is and working on your craft and making the most out of it? How can you sit here and just be existing. Like, there's motherfuckers out here that are just existing. They're just on this earth existing. They're not working towards anything. They're not trying to get better. They're not trying to love people. They're not trying to heal themselves. They're not trying to, they're not trying to make money. They're not trying to do shit. They're just existing. But those are the same fucking people that just complain and have nothing but negativity going on in their lives, and they wonder why. Their diet's fucked up, their sleep schedule's fucked up, they're always on their phone, they don't work on their body, they're overweight, or they're not in the shape that they want to be, but it's everybody else's fault. You know what I'm saying? It's never their fault. They never take responsibility, and they want to blame the society and the government. They want to blame everybody else for their problems, but they don't take responsibility on their day-to-day. I'm a big believer in discipline, and if you can't control, the small things on your day-to-day, how do you expect to be great? If you can't control things like going to bed on time, waking up when your alarm goes off, your water intake, what it is that you are putting in your mouth on a day-to-day, the things that you are observing and watching on your phone, if you cannot control those little things, how the fuck do you... How do you expect yourself to be able to handle all the bullshit that life has and will throw at you? You know what I'm saying? So, to me, discipline is everything. And if you can't control those things, you're a lost cause. I used to get made fun of my senior year in high school because I would take my meals into class, and I would be eating during class, and I would be hitting the gym. I remember I was in Senate. My senior year, I fucked off during high school, but my senior year, I had to catch up on some credits. So my schedule, I had more classes than I was supposed to. So I had Senate first thing in the morning, which was like a 6 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. class, something like that. Then I didn't get out of school until like 1:30 or some shit. After I got out of class, I went straight into worked until close at my first ever my first ever job, which was at a shoe store. Worked there until 9 o'clock at night. That wasn't my first ever job, but it was a job at the time. I worked there until 9 o'clock at night. Then I would get off. Then I had to do homework. Then I had to... Through all that chaos and that bullshit, I still got up the next morning. I got up at 4 o'clock, and I was at the gym by 4:30, working out, getting my meals in, you know what I'm saying, working towards my craft, and nobody believed in my purpose at the time. But now where I'm at, people were like, oh shit, like he called it, you know what I'm saying? But it took discipline. It took staying consistent on my diet, drinking water, going to bed on time. It took discipline every fucking day, 7 days a week, in order to get where it is that I'm at now. And my camera's about to die, so I gotta wrap it up. But with that being said, if y'all aren't willing to discipline yourself, and if y'all aren't willing to dedicate a short amount of time throughout your life to get to, over that hump in order to get to where it is that you want to be, that's fine. But don't complain. You don't get to complain. Stay complacent if that's how you want to live your life, but you don't get to complain when life doesn't go your way.